After King Mahendra imprisoned elected government leader BP Koirala in 1960, the Nepali Congress decided to start an armed revolt against the monarchy. GP Koirala was based in India, and they lacked the funds to buy the weapons and ammunition needed for the armed insurgency. The 1973 Nepal plane hijack, also known as the Biratnagar plane hijack, was the first plane hijacking in the history of Nepal. It was architected by Girija Prasad Koirala to loot the money of Nepal Rashtra Bank, which was being transported by plane from Biratnagar to Kathmandu. The main motive for this incident was to gather funds for an armed revolution to restore multi-party democracy by overthrowing the party-less Panchayat system headed by the king in Nepal. Girija Prasad Koirala tried to sell uranium to Israel and smuggle gold out of Bombay before executing this plan. I have made a separate video about it. You will be more clear about the plane hijack after watching that video. His escapade with the radioactive material is a tale worth repeating, especially because it involves Congress guerrillas, Indian intelligence agencies, gold smugglers in Bombay, and Israel. Now I will tell you all accounts of the 1973 hijacking hits shelves. The aircraft was a DHC-6 Twin Otter and was delivered to Royal Nepal Airlines in 1971. GP Koirala was the mastermind of the hijacking. He wanted an armed fight for democracy in Nepal but did not have sufficient funds. He coordinated with another democratic fighter, Durga Subedi. Subedi was recently released from prison where he read about the hijacking of Japan Airlines flight. He came up with the idea of a plane hijack to collect the funds by carrying out a similar hijack. They were tipped from Madan Riyal, who worked at Nepal Rashtra Bank in Biratnagar and knew that the bank would transport Indian currency by plane through Biratnagar. Nagendra Dungel and Basanta Bhattarai joined the team to hijack the plane. 3 crew members and 19 passengers were on board the flight, including actress Mal Hasina. On June 10, 1973, Nepal Rashtra Bank was to transport Indian rupees from Araya, India to Kathmandu via Biratnagar. It was transported to Biratnagar by land and was supposed to be taken to Kathmandu by air. At 8:30 Nepal Standard Time, the 19-seater Royal Nepal Airlines Twin Otter passenger aircraft took off for Kathmandu from Biratnagar. The 3 hijackers hijacked it within 5 minutes of takeoff. They forced the pilot to land the plane in Forbesganj, Bihar on a grass field and took 3 million Indian rupees that belonged to the Nepalese government. The hijackers who boarded the plane were Basanta Bhattarai, Durga Subedi, and Nagendra Prasad Dungel. Girija Prasad Koirala and Chakra Prasad Bastila were involved in transportation of the loot to Darjeeling. They hid it in the house of B.L. Sharma, an acquaintance of BP Koirala. Ganesh Sharma, an Indian national, arrived with a jeep to the landing site. Other members involved who were at the field in Forbesganj were Binod Aryal, Sushil Koirala, Manohari Baral, Rajendra Dahal, and Biru Lama. 3 different vehicles were used in transporting the 3 boxes of cash to Darjeeling. The pistols used were illegal and had no license. 232 revolvers and 36 grenade bomb were used. The plane took off immediately with the passengers after the boxes of cash were taken out. The hijackers went first to Darjeeling, then to Banaras and finally to Mumbai. The hijackers occasionally made trips to New Delhi to meet BP Koirala, the then president of Nepali Congress. However, within a year all hijackers were arrested in India except Nagendra Dungel. After the 1975 emergency in India ended, they were released on bail. It has been alleged that the money, meant to be used in the struggle for democracy, was misused. BP Koirala himself was suspected. NC leader Gagan Thapa also shared that it was the contribution of the Nepali Congress in establishing democracy in the country. The hijacked Twin Otter continued to fly over Nepali skies for 40 years after the hijacking before it fatally crashed in Argakanchi in 2014, killing all 18 on board. Since then, the wreckage of the plane has been reassembled in the capital and is today housed at the Sundarajal-based BP Museum. In 2017, a political and historical documentary about this incident titled Hijacking for Democracy was screened at the Nepal Tourism Board in Prakriti Mandap, Kathmandu. There have been countless such events in Nepal's politics. If you want to know more about crime, history, and politics, leave a like to improve algorithm and subscribe for the support. Thank you for watching.